Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's Irish Wolf. Now, I'm being quieter than usual here because my boyfriend is asleep and he's only a couple of doors away. I'm in the living room, he's down a very narrow corridor and straight into the bedroom. So I'm going to keep this down so one, I don't embarrass myself by having to do this in front of him because I just do not like recording in front of people, and two, I don't wake him up. So I'm basically recording the audio I did for Cosmoteer again because I didn't feel like it explained enough. I just felt like I was floundering like a fish out of water. And basically Cosmoteer is a game where you get to create your own ship. You can start off with a basic one, or actually no, you do start off with a basic one, but you can add to it, you can change it, you can modify it, you can add cannons and shields and armor to it. Now, obviously certain things will have different effects, but you can also pilot the ship and also provide it with a crew, which will come in handy as you need a crew. And the game's interesting in the fact that you can destroy certain parts of a ship to affect the whole. For instance, shooting a ship that has a weak middle section will cause the two parts to collapse, and they'll fly off in different directions. I haven't tested if two control centers will allow a ship to split in two and become two completely different ships. That would be cool if it was possible, but if not, then obviously there's limitations to the system. I'm also hoping that the developers add multiple layers. As it stands, you can only have a single layer ship, which is essentially a bungalow ship, as opposed to like a hotel ship the size of the Death Star, which would be quite cool if you could. I think the game's still early access, you know? It's on itch.io, but it is good fun to mess around in creative mode. Creative mode as it stands is basically just build this, do this, and see what you can smash together and whatnot. I find the physics fucking hilarious. Like, people are flying off into space, your ship is chasing after the tiniest bit of debris with a cannon the size of a goddamn nuclear reactor. And I want to see what I can create in it. I want to see if I can create, like, the Enterprise, or the Collector ship, or the Normandy, or the Milano, you know? I want to see what people can do with this, because there's a multiplayer as well. And imagine the capabilities of people who play this in multiplayer. Like, I don't even know what people could create, and I'm curious to see. Like, I want to see people create insane things. I want to see someone create what they believe is the most perfect, undefeatable ship, the sort of bro of the ship world, you know, so like, oh yeah, this is totally undefeatable, you can't defeat my ship, it's the best ship in the entire armada, and then just one tiny little ship completely fucks it up, Luke Skywalker style, you know? And just, the game has possibilities. It's like FTL, but FTL was very up its arse, you know? Like, it was too serious for its own good, and it sucked all the fun out of it. You do have the occasional fun when you murderize people by destroying their oxygen supply and watching them choke to death, but other than that, you know? But in this case, it's fun because you get to basically play Lego with a ship. And you can build up your own ridiculous idea of a ship. You'll see in the video. You can build up your own ridiculous idea of a ship, and then just go absolutely nuts. I'm currently going to be playing this and seeing how many ion cannons I can slap on a ship and see the realistic strength of it. I really want to see if I can create like my own Death Star. And as I said, there's not much to it right now. There's a single player, there's a creative mode, there's a multiplayer. I'm not sure if the multiplayer's online. They've already prepared mods and whatnot. It is sadly still in development. I'm hoping this becomes a full game because I want to see what the developers can do with it. I want to see how far they can push this game because it could be very fucking fun. And I mean that in a sadistic, I want to see people float into space as cold, lifeless corpses because I decimated their vessel with 7 fucking ion cannons. It'd be like Command and Conquer all over again. You ever do that? Just use the ion cannons on a tiny group of people just to see them eviscerated? No, just me. Go figure. But, yeah, this original video is going to be a lot longer than it is. I've just snipped it down because I realised that I was just basically talking shit. I was distracted by the gameplay rather than actually, you know, producing anything. So instead I'll snip it down to a nice bite-sized chunk for you and let you make of it what you will. As I said, the game is early access, but it's on itch.io. I recommend you people play it. I recommend you try to do what you can. Post your goddamn screenshots online. I want to see how creative and murderously smart you people can get with your ships. I want to see you completely and utterly destroy tiny little ships with what is essentially half a galaxy-sized ship, you know? I want to see someone create a laser that will just completely clusterfuck the enemy within 2 seconds of firing. The game obviously has its parts that might annoy you, due to the shield system not being like other games. Like some games, a shield is just the entire ship. In this case, it's a barrier, it's not a shield, because it only blocks a certain direction, even then temporarily, because some weapons can short out. But yeah, I want to see what people can do with this. I'm excited. I want to see what this can become, because a decent game could easily come from this. And the physics are ridiculous. Like, you can have a ship flying around, spinning off into space because you put too much power behind it, because it does run off of an actual physics engine. So you can't actually stop dead like you do in certain other video games. When you reach your destination, you'll still float on for a little bit if you have thrusters primarily at the back. And as I mentioned, splitting off the ship is different. Like, not many games do that. Not many games allow you to damage a certain section of a ship and destroy it that way. In this case, you can cut right through a ship with an ion cannon and that'll be it. Though I will say, everything needs power, and you get the power from reactors, and reactors then produce batteries which are then put into the items, which you need a crew for. So if your crew's dead, your reactor's destroyed, or you've got absolutely nothing to get there to, then you're in trouble. You also have to build within a certain limit. You can't just place one thing here and come back to it later. It's not like Minecraft. You have to just build within the physical limitations. If your crew can't walk to that location, you can't place it down. So that is a bit iffy for even creative mode. Anyway, I've rambled on enough. I've been the British Wolf. This has been Cosmoteer, and I will see you in the next video. Ta-ta for now.